they still treat you like a friend. They greet you. They talk to you. They care about your day. They care about you as a person.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach podcast, helping appraisers increase their efficiency, quality, and make more money. Here's the guy who makes it his life's mission to create value for real estate appraisers nationwide. Your host and the Appraiser Coach, Dustin Harris.
Welcome back to the program, everybody. Dustin Harris hanging out in the podcast here. Quick one for you today. You know, there's a little coffee shop that I want to tell you about in a little valley called Swan Valley, Idaho. But first, I want to remind you that we're sponsored by a couple of great companies. Of course, Spark is the ability to download information directly into your report. That means time saved. That means money saved. Spark4appraisers.com, spark4appraisers.com. And, of course, Working RE Magazine. That's where I go to find out more about my chosen profession. You should be as well. WorkingRE.com. All right, folks, about once a week, I head over to Star Valley, Wyoming, or Jackson Hole, or Teton Valley, which is in Idaho, Driggs, Victor, Teutonia. And typically, I will travel a route through a little valley called Swan Valley, Idaho. Now, I have a little special place in my heart for Swan Valley because my grandfather built a home in Swan Valley. I spent a lot of time there as a kid. Beautiful valley, kind of undiscovered. It's about 40 minutes from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, but it is not Jackson Hole. It's the un-Jackson Hole. It's what Jackson Hole probably used to be. Love this little place. There's a little commissary, a little convenience store. They call it the Swan Valley Commissary. At least they used to. The name has changed now, but they've always been famous for their square ice cream cone. Some of you have been through the area. You know what I'm talking about. You go get an ice cream cone at this place, and it is square. They have a square scoop. It's very unique. The ice cream's good, but the square, I mean, that's what sells it, right? Well, I travel through this valley about once a week, give or take. And typically, I stop at this little coffee shop called Slow Drift. It's just off the highway. Highway 26 is the highway you travel through there. Now, it's not the least expensive coffee in the area. I could probably stop at a gas station. I could probably get it at home, right? But that's where I stop to get my coffee. Why? Well, that's the reason I'm coming on the podcast today, folks. This is going to sound like a very simplistic thing, but I promise you, folks, what you hear today on this podcast could indeed change your life, especially could indeed change your business. And it all comes down to being the happiest place on earth, right? Now, some of you are going to say, well, okay, it's a beautiful setting. It's in Idaho. It's kind of laid back. It's coffee. I mean, who doesn't like coffee, right? But it's different than that, folks. This place is all about the owner, who is there by probably 60% of the time, and every single one of her employees. Because as an employee of this owner, you get taught by the happiest person on earth, right? So a couple of things that come to mind as you go to this coffee shop. It's great coffee, don't get me wrong. They got the espresso machine. They know what they're doing, okay? But that's not why I stop. I stop not just about the convenience. By the way, there's a coffee shop. I think it might be out of business now, literally around the corner in the same valley. And and by the way, that one had been there longer than this is fairly new. I have a feeling that I know why the other one went out of business. Okay. And it all comes down to being human and connecting with your clients, connecting with your customers. From the first time I went to this coffee shop, I felt like I was this person's best friend. It was the smile, literally smile. And I'm not talking about just the smile in her voice. I'm talking about a literal smile every single time you pull up to the window. She does not greet me by name. She sees hundreds of customers a day, but that's beside the point. She makes me feel like I am her buddy. She greets me with a smile. She greets me with, how are you doing today? Where are you on your way to? But not in an annoying Dutch Brothers coffee way. You know what I'm talking about, right? You go to Dutch Brothers and it's like, just shut up, would you? I mean, maybe that's just me, but I don't even like going to Dutch Brothers. I'll do it if I have to, but I just don't like to deal with the employee. It's just over the top. She's not like that. She truly cares about your day. And there can be 3 cars behind me. I can be one of the cars that three cars behind the window, and it doesn't bother me one bit that I have to wait a little extra because I know that she's taking time to see that person, know that person, welcome that person. And every single time she gives me my coffee and I pay, and I always tip her. I don't always tip everywhere, but I do tip there. She always says, have a happy day. Every single time. Now, it's her mantra, it's her sign off, it's her motto, it's her whatever, right? It's her tagline. And I know it's kind of cheesy, kind of like when I say, go create some value, but I love it because she means it. By the way, she puts a little smiley sticker on every coffee cup, little smiley face, and she says, have a happy day every time. Folks, how does that translate into an appraisal office? Really, Dustin? Really? Stick with me. I want to pause here and remind you that we're sponsored by a couple of great companies, one being Spark. Folks, if you're looking for something to speed up your appraisal process, and who isn't, right? Why wouldn't you be? You need to look into Spark. Spark will allow you to take data from here and put it on. How much time do you spend fingering in data from one video screen to another? How stupid is that? In today's world, why are we doing that? Spark allows you to skip that step, not make any fat finger mistakes, and just get there. Spark4appraisers.com. That's Spark, F-O-R, appraisers.com. Working RE is where I go to find out more about what I do, my career, real estate appraisal. Folks, these guys get it. They understand appraisers. They write for appraisers. If you want to keep up in the know, get in the know of what's going on. And by the way, they offer so many other benefits as well. Just check them out. And it's free. It's free. Did I say it's free? It's free to get on their mailing list. You won't regret it. WorkingRE.com. WorkingRE.com. All right, folks, welcome back to the program. I told you to be quick. I'm just going to wrap up. There's a reason I stop at Slow Drift Coffee every single time I go through Swan Valley, because of the person behind the counter. And it doesn't matter who it is. There's, I think, 3 people that work there. There's the owner and 2 other people that I've met anyway. And every single one of them treat you the same. Now, the other 2 employees don't say, have a happy day. I've noticed that. But they still treat you like a friend. They greet you. They talk to you. They care about your day. They care about you as a person. Folks, it's not about the coffee, although it's kind of about the coffee too, right? I got to have my caffeine in the morning. It's more about the experience that I'm having at Slow Drift Coffee in Swan Valley, Idaho. How does that relate to your appraisal business, folks? I think it's simple. Whether you're dealing with the homeowner, real estate agent, AMC, oh my, really, Dustin? You're going to go there? Client, okay? I don't care who it is. Slow down. Take time. You're talking to a person. Yes, even when you're talking to somebody at the AMC, you're talking to a person. I promise you, treat them with kindness. Treat them with a friendly attitude. It will make a difference in your bottom line. Speaking, by the way, of your bottom line, do you need a website, folks? Are you looking to get an incredible appraisal website like one that I use? You can go to my website, TheAppraiserCoach.com, and we do have website packages now for appraisers, folks. If you're using any other provider, designer for your website, we have appraisal-related, directed, SEO-friendly websites at TheAppraiserCoach.com. Check it out. You will be glad you did. Thank you, folks, and go create some value.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit TheAppraiserCoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.